Hey, welcome to Canberra Metalheads. This is episode, it's season 3, episode 3. But in total, I think we're hitting over 70 in total. So we had to separate it into seasons so that everybody could keep track of everything. I think we've been doing this for like 4 years now, but 2020 obviously wasn't as big on bands, so I combined 2 seasons into one. It's like a box set. It's like your favourite box set of Canberra Metalheads. Well, at the moment, we kind of do look like Metalhead's version of the Brady Bunch, so it makes sense to put it into a box set, man. So, but without further ado, let's introduce the band. We've got the guys here from Auld, starting with Dan. How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing? I just waved, but you can't see it because of the angle the camera's at. Yeah, I'm going all right.
Also, you need to be like a tough metal band that doesn't wave, that just is angry. Yeah. Constantly.
We need more sunglasses. Has anyone brought 3 pairs of sunglasses? We're inside, so we need to be wearing sunglasses.
Big sunglasses.
We also got
important.
Graig here.
Yep. What's up? Hey, buddy.
And Arron.
Hey. Here he is, man. So we've had, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've had Graig on the show, man, is it?
Yeah. First for me with anything like this, actually.
Oh, awesome, dude. I see you got your chainmail stuff, man. Is it? I noticed that you make some of that as well.
Yeah, I make all of it.
And you made that one?
Yeah, made this. Wait till you see the belt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, cool, man. That's really cool. Is that like stage stuff as well?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to wear it on stage, but the running joke that I've been throwing out there is during the lockdown, people tend to keep their distance from me, so wearing this has helped keep the 1.5 meter rule.
I tell you what, man, like most metalheads will understand this, dude. You can't walk down the street without people being more than 1.5 next to you. So, like, it's been a lifelong thing for me. I was talking to a guy last night at a gig, and he said like that he had to go for like a job interview or something, and he shaved because he's used to being like dressed up in just like a Metallica shirt with like a beard and long hair and shit. He's walking down the street and people are actually close enough to bump into him. He's like, this has never happened in my life before. He's like, you shave and put on a suit and all of a sudden people don't walk on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
But we got you here on the show for the first time since you put out your last studio efforts, man.
Yeah, that's correct. So we put out our EP of Petrichor and I earlier. We had time to play 1 gig with it available before the second lockdown hit.
Yep.
So losing sight of the camera there. So hopefully, we've got a few more gigs coming up and have a few more people have the chance to hear it. So it's performed pretty well online though. So I think better than I expected. So
yeah. Yeah, excellent. And you usually have like a sample of an intro track for the show. What would you say would be a good sample for the intro track of the show? And tell us a bit more about it.
Well, there's 3 to choose from. So I think of Petrichor and I, the title track is probably the one that is perhaps most representative of our sound. It's the one that showcases the whistle, which I think is the sort of most obviously unique aspect of our particular tone, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
And Farleth Moore would be my favourite at the moment.
We can use another sample at the end to close the show. So if you'd like to choose 2, we can go with one of each.
I've always liked at the end of Hollow Muse.
Okay. So we can't pick 3. We just said we can pick 2.
Yeah. So make your mind up.
I would say maybe start off with Hollow Muse and finish off with of Petrichor and I, just to get the sort of spectrum.
Yep.
If you want to hear Farleth Moore, come see us play live, or check the EP out online.
You know that straight after Craig said that bit about Hollow Muse, I'm just going to edit in just the little bit from the end of Hollow Muse straight after he said that when in post.
Oh, that'll be cool, especially if you can make it look like one of us is saying it.
Well,
We're just really good vocalizers.
yeah, it's that's the ultimate act, isn't it? Just coming out to without any instruments, just opening your mouth to make it sound like an entire album.
Yeah, Bobby McFerrin style. That's us.
So, for people that might
had shows coming up, man. What ones?
There's another gig coming up in January. As of the time we're recording this, I'm not sure when it's actually being announced, so I can't really say too much about it. But the lineup is very interesting. So if it hasn't been announced yet, then keep your eyes peeled on our sort of Facebook page, and if it has been announced, then check it out.
That is the most diplomatic.
It's like a Schrodinger's gig.
Yeah, that's like
on the bottom of the feed if it's announced.
Yeah, dude.
If it's not, just put a bunch of question marks.
Yeah.
Auld and.
Dude, that's like edging, but gig edition.
That's what the last year's been. So
yeah, exactly.
every time something's been announced and then cancelled the day before.
Announcements followed by question marks is literally representative of the last 2 years. You guys, like I could just picture like the long lost gig edition. It's called Search for the Hollow Muse.
Oh,
okay, that didn't do as well
like
as
Last Crusade sort of thing.
Yeah. To give people a rundown if they're not sure about who does what behind the band, tell us what instruments you play, Dan, to start with.
Okay, I'll start with me. I play guitar, and I'm the sort of main vocalist, and I also play the low D Irish whistle. So, and then moving on here, we have Craig.
Bass player.
Yeah. And
Arron on drums.
Oh, yeah.
Currently absent is also Josh, who plays guitar. So,
Yeah, dude.
We
Yeah.
haven't let him out of the box yet.
yeah, so he's locked up, but hopefully he'll be let out soon.
If I can find the key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's literally just goes back to the gig edging. You just need to make sure that all members are available at all the time. Like once every member's available, then you can do the gig. He's back to question marks again. He's like the unlockable character at the moment.
Yeah, he's just a silhouette in the background.
Good at transactions to be able to actually see him play.
Yeah, he's a pay to play.
And the pay.
It's actually really weird if you come to the gig and there's just a silhouette there until you buy a patch. And once you buy a patch, you're able to see him. It was really hard with setting that up, I tell you.
It's a bit like how Beast Impaler just had the skeleton in the drummer's chair.
I just don't look over my shoulder there. We may have poached him. Sorry, Arron.
Oh man, so there's a little bit of crossover there, and I don't, as much as I try to promote everything in the Canberra scene, you don't have to go too far to find crossovers with band members and things like that. And we do have one right here in the episode. Without leading into it too much, I know that you guys did the recording locally. Do you want to talk more about the recording process?
Yeah, so RAP was recorded with Jay, actually, at his sort of hidden recording fortress, which it was a super easy project. Everything went really well. It helped probably that we only had 3 songs, so we weren't annoying him too much. But I think it went really well. Any other thoughts, Arron? Recording drums, how did that go?
Oh, it was really easy. I think the only problem that Jay really had was he wanted more songs.
Yep. Are you guys writing at the moment?
Yeah, we actually had a pretty productive lockdown only in the last few months. Like, it was one of those things where at the start of 2020, when everything shut down, we were all like, yes, we're going to come out of this with a whole album, and then nothing. But in the last 2 months, we've sort of got the bones laid out for 3 new songs. I know we've got a few other sort of bits and pieces. Oh, and it looks like if you look over in the corner there, we have a surprise guest. That's Josh. He's finally been allowed out of his box.
Oh, yeah. Dude, this is like when the Undertaker just rocks up in a fucking in like a cage match.
Yeah.
So we currently have, I think, 4 basically, like we have 1 finished and 3 that are sort of pretty close to being done to set the bones out for another album. And there's some other stuff in the background which we've got sorted for that, which I think is going to make it very exciting for us to have finished and out. So, yeah. How is recording bass there?
Recording bass was very fun, I've got to say. Jay's awesome to hang out with and do the recording with. Even helped me out with some new ideas, which I still apply to my music to this day now. So,
yeah, cool, man. It's like everyone went on a recording journey and came out better in the end.
Yeah, and you know what I can say as well, for both Josh and I that's our second project that we've recorded there, because we both also recorded for the just released Black Mountain album. I say just released, I feel like it's been almost a year now, but my brain just has no comprehension of time. So Josh, speaking of the local band connections thing, Josh is currently a member of Black Mountain. I used to be. There's no bad blood, but I'm no longer playing in Black Mountain. But yeah, so both of us have recorded there twice in 2 different projects and had a great time with both of them. So
yeah, so I was going to say with the crossover thing, we can't really mention Auld without doing one little quick shout out for Black Mountain as well, because I understand. So you played in the recent album as well, Dan?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
So I played bass on that. I believe it was called Necromancer's Moon in the end.
Yep.
So I played bass for that album, having played bass in the band for like 6 years or something like that. Yeah. So I was a member of Black Mountain for the better part of a decade, and ended up just not having time in my life
to do everything.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. No, it's good to have the crossover stuff. I mean, obviously, I don't know if people know this, but also, like you mentioned before, that was the Black Mountain album was also recorded at Studio Decay as well. So it's good to have that crossover. Or we call it Eschatonic Records at this point.
Yeah, so both Black Mountain and Auld are pretty proud sort of members of the Eschatonic Records family, and yeah, like enthusiastically sort of get involved in that whole business. So I'm keen to see see some of the live shows, man, now that everything's sort of coming back and getting out to it. So like I said, we'll wrap it up with that, man. Let you guys do your band practice and stuff. It's good shout outs for the recent album, and also we'll do the wrap up for the gig. Keep an eye on social media for a upcoming gig that will be potentially announced. If it turns out that it has been announced, I'll record an audio bite with me naming it, and you can just really awkwardly cut it over the bits where I said I don't know what's happening. Make it sound like I have my shit together.
I'll release it as its own episode, dude. But
yeah, okay, cool.
No, I tell you,
an hour and a half of just me saying that.
I tell you a better idea. If you are listening to this episode, go and like Auld on all social media platforms, and then refresh their page until January. And if there is no gig on there, keep doing it until one comes up.
It was like that thing with the vaccine booking. Like you just get in the queue and then refresh until it comes up. So,
yeah, exactly. And just like
get your shot of Auld.
And just like the Vax, dude, I reckon that watching an Auld show should be fucking mandatory. So
at least twice.
Yeah. It's yeah, but anyway, I don't know. I appreciate everybody for listening to the show, and like I said, man, make sure if you see Auld, come back in 4 weeks and see him again for your second dose. And we'll leave it at that. So thanks everyone for joining, and thanks for being on the show, fellas. Appreciate it.
All right, no worries.
Just got to say, if that's going to be the joke, then if it's 4 weeks apart to the second gig, if the show hasn't been titled, call it the double dose.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so bye from us, I guess. We'll see you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cheers, fellas.
Take care.
Have a good one.
We can use another sample at the end to close the show. So if you'd like to choose 2, we can go with one of each.
You know, I've always liked at the end of Hollow Muse.
Okay, so we can't pick 3. We just said we can pick 2.
Yeah. So make your mind up.
We definitely need something.
You know that straight after Craig said that bit about Hollow Muse, I'm just going to edit in just the little bit from the end of Hollow Muse straight after he said that when in post.
Oh, that'll be cool, especially if you can make it look like one of us is saying it.